Hey, mate, how you going?
Oh, fuck.
Good to see
Jeez,
you
what are
there.
you doing? How are you?
Just a bit of mischief. How's the body? How's the mind, mate?
Both good. Been a good week, good weekend. Footy finals are on. Everything's coming good. The weather's nice. What about you, mate?
Yeah, can't complain. Body's not too bad. As you said, weather's pretty fantastic. Footy finals exactly. So close to the end, but so far, exams next
Absolutely.
week.
Yeah, well, we've got a great guest in today.
Ooh.
An absolute treat. We've got the great man, Ben Shanahan. Ben and his mates, they took part in the Mullets for Mental Health from the Black Dog Institute, just like we did.
Yep.
Him and his mates were able to raise over $20,000.
Yeah,
I know.
it's unbelievable.
Unbelievable achievement. So, we'll get him in. We'll compare our mullets because that's what this is all about, the three of us.
Oh,
What?
mate, I've got some crook news here.
What?
I went to the hairdresser. And
What have you?
oh no. Look, the mullet's not there anymore.
The whole concept of this thing is that we have mullets.
However, it's having a mull, and a mull's like having a chat. So we're still on. We'll get Benny in here. Hopefully he doesn't get too upset about the lack of mullets. Alrighty.
Janners, how are we?
Nice.
No worries. Hey, yo, mate, what's been happening?
Yeah, really well, thanks, mate. I'm just back home at the moment, so just keeping busy down here. Uni's getting to the business end of semester, so just ticking along with those kind of things. But yeah, doing well.
Absolutely. Well, I was just about to say how, because I just mentioned how we all took part in the Mullets for Mental Health. I was just about to say how about we can, like, three blokes who raise money, all with mullets, but Andy here, who just sprung it on me, he's gotten rid of it.
Yeah, it's crook, lads. I do apologise.
He's gotten rid of it. So how's yours looking, mate?
It's not too bad. It's probably due for another trim up. I don't know if you can see it. It's probably due for another bit of a tidy up on the side soon. But it's just doing all right. How about yourself, mate?
Oh, mine, it's not too bad. I had a bit of a trim on it the other week, so yeah, mine's a bit wild and woolly, but I started with a bit longer hair than you boys, so I probably got a bit of a one up. So yeah, Andy, you want to take us through the gem?
Absolutely. So Shaz, what we do each week, we go through a gem. So a gem is something we're grateful for, someone or a group of people we empathise with, and what makes us, what gives us some mindfulness. So Zen. This is from the Resilience Program from Hugh Lang Klugenberg. And so we just rip it through and starts the show. So Blakey, do you want to start, brother?
No worries. So the people I'm grateful for this week are having best time of year at the moment. We've got footy finals, the NBA finals finished up today. It's just a great time of the year. The weather starts to turn good, and it's, bloody better late than never, I suppose. October's a bit weird having footy finals, but that's definitely what I'm grateful for. Who do I empathise with? The poor students that have to go back to school today. They've had the longest school holidays ever, but so empathise with them. I know I've definitely, if I was still in school, I would have been looking for a few extra weeks. And for my mindfulness, just going for walks, keeping the legs ticking over, nothing too strenuous.
I reckon every single week you've been going for walks, mate. You must be at like Olympic level by now.
Yeah, I'm ready to take on the 10K walk at Tokyo.
Love that. Shaz, do you want to have a crack at it, mate?
Yeah, I'll jump in. So probably grateful at the moment. I'm back home at the moment, which has been awesome. So being able to spend a bit of time, get a bit of space. Pretty lucky down here in Gippsland. We're pretty close to the high country and near the beach. So getting out, doing a few of those things. I empathise. I got a lot of mates that are still stuck down in lockdown in Melbourne, which is doing it tough for a long time now. It's been a long grind for a long time, but I mean, there is light at the end of the tunnel. It's probably just getting a bit frustrating at the moment, just not seeing those numbers drop. So I'm really thinking about you guys. And mindful, I've been actually getting out on the links lately. I've been getting out on the golf course a couple of times a week, which has been awesome. So kind of going for a couple of, probably about a good course about half an hour away from me. So duck out for a quick 9 in the morning, which has been, it's been unreal.
Bloody hell.
Absolutely.
That's elite. My gem this week, I reckon you've read my notes here, Blake, because I've got the exact same. I've got fresh for NBA. How good is that? AFL finals. Sheffield Shield started as well. Labuschagne started pretty well there. And
on KO now, getting streamed this year.
Yeah, I'm
How good.
fan of that. Big fan. And also in New South Wales, the cricket competition started, so that was good to watch in the weekend as well. Who I empathise with, the entertainment and arts industry, they've copped a bit of a hit, not being able to get people to obviously attend and, support them financially, and that's obviously pretty tough. And mindfulness, this is probably on the borderline, but I'm going to pay it. A good Netflix series, which I caught the very last train for, Prison Break. Unreal, loving it. Watch the first series like there's no tomorrow. On the second one, can't rave against it enough. So it's very, very good.
I haven't watched Prison Break, honestly.
Oh, you're doing yourself hardship, mate. It's unreal.
Yeah, I might have to, you've raved, you've spoken big things about it, so I might have to jump on. Right, so moving on. So, Shanners, as I mentioned earlier, you took part in the Mullets for Mental Health with the Black Dog Institute, like Andy and I have, and unbelievable effort from you and your group of mates from back home with raising a lot of money. It's superb, absolute, just unbelievable, and I'm sure the Black Dog Institute and the people around appreciate that so much because it really is such a great effort. So, if you want to and if you're comfortable, take us through how that and what's inspired you to take part in such a thing and how that may intertwine with your mental health journey.
Yeah, awesome. So it's going back. So probably year 9, so 2015, I popped my first ACL. I was playing footy, and so had 12 months off with that number. And for a pretty fit and active guy, that was a real kick in the guts. So kind of having something you love taken away from you straight away was really difficult. And that was probably when I first acknowledged struggling with mental health. Went and saw some counsellors because I was down in the dumps. I couldn't move, couldn't do all these things I used to. Seeing your mates go off, play all the sport, do all these exciting things, and then you're stuck just doing your rehab. It can be a pretty lonely place. And I got pretty frustrated by that. So kind of learned how to process a few of those emotions. Actually, hooked in with Dan Menzel at Mental Toughness, Mental Fortitude. Got a fair bit of his gear. I literally took it off 20 minutes ago, but I wear a wristband every day for MTMF. So that's with me all the time. So that was the first kind of part of it. Then rehab ACL, came back 2017, popped another ACL 7 months after getting back, that was the hardest one. So the first one taught me so much about myself, resilience, hard work, all those really good things that I hold true now. Second one was a real deflating one because you kind of worked hard and you didn't quite get your reward, but in hindsight it was also good because it taught me that you can put your work in and you're not always going to get rewards. So that was brutal, that was tough. And then did another rehab, got told I shouldn't run again after that second one. I said, I'll get a second opinion on that. Did the rehab, worked really hard with a specialist. 5 games back, popped another ACL. Oh, no. So, yeah, had a dirty run with the knees. So still waiting to get this one done. So last one was March 2018. And then in year 12, we had a really dear mate of ours, Tom Wiley. He committed suicide in August of 2018. Which obviously it was devastating for our entire year level, getting towards the business end of exams, but also he was my house captain, and a really close mate of mine. So, I mean, it was a really tough period for all of us. I remember we can, talk through the day, really, really clearly. And then the immediate events afterwards, you just don't even remember it. It's a complete blur. It's one of the hardest things I've ever done. But I mean, the mateship, the camaraderie that we generated from that it's just amazing. It's actually his birthday this coming Friday, so we're all our mates from school getting together, having dinner for him. And so that's actually where it started. So that my group of mates from school, Wiley's best mate, he actually organised and first floated the idea, how about we do mullets? In September, we all jumped on board. We said that'd be awesome. It's a great way to commemorate a mate 2 years on. the timelines matched up in terms of his anniversary. So we thought, bugger it, we'll jump in. So I think there was about 11 of us from our mate group that jumped in, shaved our mullets. And, we were expecting, maybe $2,000 or so, like just people throwing in a couple of $100 or so, but like nothing. I think we raised 26 grand in the end, which was just an amazing effort from all involved. We had people throwing in pay packets and everything. It was just an awesome showing for the community. And, we spoke about it as a group as well, that even with all these beautiful donations and things like that, it's as much having the mullet and someone says, oh, you're rocking a mullet at the moment. You say there's a reason behind that. You talk about, and it's just that little segue into a conversation, which was really, really prudent, I thought. So that's where that's my journey into mental health. I'm actually I study health science, and I major in sports counselling and athlete welfare. So my eventual pathway will be dealing with looking at footy clubs and sporting clubs, and dealing with athletes and their mental health. So yeah, I suppose that's about where it is.
That's unreal, mate. No, thank you for opening up like that. We really appreciate it, and that's what this is about, trying to get people to talk about their feelings and talk about their journeys and what's inspired them to do things like the Mullets Mental Health, which is part of the reason why we jumped on as well, that kind of thing, just sparking conversations. And so on that, so what kind of things would you say have maybe worked for you and what haven't worked for you in trying to deal with those sort of mental health battles, and maybe some of the things that you've had to differ coming into the pandemic and having to sort of adapt to maybe not having the resources at hand that you would usually have?
Yeah, so I'm a massive advocate for counselling. I've used it since I was 15. I'm a big advocate for counselling, but making sure the counsellor clicks with you. You can get ones that they're not on the same wavelength as you, and that's fine, but don't be scared away from continuing to keep asking, keep searching for those ones, because I know personally, me and a lot of my mates it's been so beneficial going and have a chat with someone. You look at so many men's counsellors now as well. They're really open. They're really easy to talk to, and it's literally just like chewing the fat with one of your mates. Also, I'm still a sports guy, so I love sitting down, watching the footy, NBA. I'm a big Celtics fan, so I was pretty gutted in the conference finals to cop that L, but you move on from that. But things like that, keeping active has been a massive thing, and talking to people. I love sitting down, seeing people with a smile on their face. Those are the kind of things where it's awesome. But I've spoken about this at length with mates. You can wear, a lot of blokes can put on a mask, and you can put on your face for a lot of blokes, but learning that you don't always have to put on a mask, and that's okay. You don't have to always be smiling. You can say to the blokes and the fellas, I'm not coming out tonight. I'm not that happy. I just don't feel it tonight, and don't have to put on that face and give that false sense of what you're not. And you're trying to accept kind of what you are as a person, and kind of acknowledging when you're feeling shit, just actually, say, pull it up, say, I'm not feeling that great tonight, and not having to just laugh and throw it away and disregard your feelings, because, that's not healthy for anyone, and your mates don't want that, but they don't know unless you actually, are vulnerable enough to say it, which is tough.
Showing that vulnerability is it's a tough thing to do, particularly with the sort of the stigma around men and what we're meant to be apparently, and that kind of thing. No, it's spot on. It's really good advice. Andy, the next.
I couldn't have said that any better, Shannon. That was from what Blake said. That was awesome. That's so insightful, and being able to have the honest conversations with your mates, and when you're not fine, being able to call yourself out. I just thought that was awesome. Cheers so much for that. Last bit of the segment is the Vibe Booster. So just give us a bit of rundown of things potentially before or during COVID that get you up and about. So when you're having a bit of a crap day, need something to boost you up, what's going to boost your vibe? Maybe an activity that you do or something along those lines.
Yeah, awesome. Oh, I'm a massive music guy. My Spotify cops an absolute pounding year in, year out. So most mornings, if I had a teacher, he's a psychology teacher at school, and he said, he's pretty good. He said, each morning we step out of bed, we have a choice about how we're going to approach our day. Are we going to be positive about it, or are we going to let ourselves kind of escape to some negative thoughts? So every morning I love getting up and just I have my music playing, and sometimes, most of the time it's dance music. I love kind of house music, those kind of stuff, but just stuff that's can put a smile on your face, put a smile on your eye, particularly at the moment. Even more hearing some songs that can kind of take you back to the club and make you feel like you've gone out and had a bit of fun with your mates. So it can bring back some really cool memories. That's a massive one for me. I just love just getting up, being energetic, and then I just love making a dick out of myself sometimes as well. Just being a fool, cracking jokes on myself. That can actually, if I see someone laugh at me, I love it because I know they're not going to get offended by it, and it's nothing off me. So yeah, seeing people with a smile on their face around me, that's huge. I reckon that's a massive tick for me.
Absolutely.
Is there any cheeky Beveragino that you get around?
I don't mind the occasional tipple now and then. If I'm going for beer, I'm probably a VB man. I love a good Victor Bravo. And then, if I'm hitting the spirits, I'm pretty impartial to a vodka lime and soda every now and then. Just
good for the body.
Yeah, got them at Scully's. So yeah, no.
Nah, fair enough.
Bloody oath.
Well, I think that's it.
Yeah. Awesome. Blakey, have you got anything else to say?
Really appreciate you coming on, and opening up like that, and being such an advocate for people opening up, like that's what we're trying to do here. We're trying to get people to feel comfortable, whether it's coming to us or coming to their friends. So people like you, it's definitely making a difference. It's unreal.
Thank you for having me on. I mean, you guys are jumping into this. It's such an important conversation. You guys are really pushing it from the front. It's something that we're going to continue talking about. It's not going to rest. Everyone's going to keep on. We're going to keep on pushing this, and you guys are right at the front of it. So thank you for having me on, and you guys are fighting the good fight. And really appreciate it, boys.
I appreciate it, mate. Thank you
so much for being on the show. And that's it, lads. Cheers.